Okay, so hopefully now with all this shit, I've lost every progress. My flash drive is erased completely. So just for the Hyperkin video, I'm gonna review the X91 controller. This controller right here that I currently have plugged into my laptop, aka also the corner station where my studio's at. Yeah. By the way, alright, you know, fuck, I'm just gonna review it right here. I'm gonna edit the video, and so if y'all can see me load up Premiere Pro. Anyways, so yeah, X91, released by Hyperkin. I don't know when, all I know is that as soon as I saw it, I was skeptical. Me and a friend were wondering. Hold on, let me get a stand so I can, so I don't have to hold the fucking camera. So now that I have everything loaded up, we will review the X91 now that it's here, and the box is right here. Hold up. Fuck. As I was saying, alright, with the X91 box here, we could look at the aspects, but, I mean, you already got other people on YouTube doing that as a specialty, but the most I could tell you is just the fact that, I mean, the box says Windows 10 and Xbox One compatible, and obviously I'm running this on Windows 10. In fact, if you would kind of like to see some video gameplay of whatever, I mean, I could do that right now. I mean, you know what, fuck it. But just bear with me since I don't have a tripod exactly. I can't mount it, or I don't know how to screen record, so I'll just, whatever, I'll just like show you like, yeah, me holding the camera, whatever, you know, basic shit. So yeah, let's just get right to it, I guess. Anyways, so the only game that I could kind of show with a fuller aspect of it would be Doom, or Brutal Doom in this case. So, by the way, I'm playing, I think the Blood mod, so, alright. But we're not here to talk about the game. Well, I could do that later if I wanted to, but alright, look, the controller, it works. You move, and then if I can, second analog obviously does that. Y would be the jump. Basically, yeah, everything works, even, the trigger functionality. And everything else works, even, the D-pad, but... yeah. So, I mean, then obviously, you know, for emulators, any controller works. In fact, you know what? For emulators, I have this exact thingy for my Dreamcast controllers. But I'll get onto that later. So, let's show you another game that kinda utilizes it. I would test it on one of the Halo games right here, if you could probably see, but mapping them takes forever. It does work, believe it or not. In fact, I've beaten the whole campaign on Legendary mode with the Dreamcast controller. Same thing with Half-Life 1, but, you know, I'll do that one day. Then, you know, Far Cry, I would test it out, but it just doesn't work. Maybe you could help me out with that. I'll show you. Not this video, but yeah, it doesn't work. And then, yeah, Serious Sam claims to kind of work, but it doesn't. Hover Revolta Gamers, by the way, good-ass game. Buy it. It's really good. If you like Jet Set Radio, you'll like it. But this is another game that works, but I mean, I could show you, but I mean, it's laggy, so I'm not going to. And yeah, the loading sequences and everything takes forever. So another game I could kind of show you is Hurricane down here. There we go. I mean, it works with the joypad, but same thing like Halo. Only difference is that mapping doesn't take forever. So, look. The D-pad works. And in case I don't know what Hurricane is, it's basically a fan-made game of Turrican, one of those really, really old MS-DOS games that were pretty good during the time. So, start game, just continue. Apparently I don't have a continue. Bummer. I can't go back. Hold up. But yeah, you get the idea. Bear with me. Playing this shit's gonna be hell. Wish I kind of got a tripod for this earlier. But I don't have one. I'm broke as fuck. Hold on. I will jump cut it so to skip all the narration. So there we go. As you can see, it works. I mean, jumping, crouching, everything works. Yeah. It's was kind of weird though, because for some reason, if you're trying to two-player this game, it just doesn't work. Fuck. Yeah, you get the idea. Not really. Neither do I. I cannot beat this game, even on easy, but whatever. Yeah, it's because, like, alright, look. I'm trying to move forward, but it gets stuck like that. Yeah, so. Controller works, is basically what I'm trying to tell you. Alright. In conclusion, even though this is a really short review of it, all I gotta say is that I would test it on an Xbox One, but I don't have an Xbox One. In fact, I don't even have a PS4 in the house. The only thing I have is PC, Dreamcast, and all my other shit over here. But, I mean, I did take it over to a friend of mine, and he told me he liked it. In fact, you know what? I'll post a screenshot of what he says. He said something like, I don't know. You know what? Let me show you right quick. Now that I've found it after a literal half an hour of finding through his shit, this is what I have concluded to finding. He says, so a friend of mine wanted me to test out this weird Xbox One controller. It's a shape as a Super Nintendo controller, and it's pretty good. I tested out on a couple games, and it's good. Me, angry reacted, so yeah. Mounting this back on over here. So, yeah. Also, in case most people want to know what's the duration of one, in case you're a dumbass like me and dropped it on accident, well, believe it or not, I've actually dropped this and let it fall too many times, and it still withstood. In fact, there's no crack on it, and in case most people want to know, I have no use for it, but there's a little headphone jack right down there. There you go. Yeah, most likely it's for headphone inputs, and vibration-wise, I can also test that out. You bring enough X input, which I could do right around now. Again, unmounting this X input. By the way, I also have the PS4 input, which is input mapper, but whatever. Minimize that. And look, it reads controller connected, and you know what? Yeah, look, everything is perfect. Analogs, move, D-pad, responsive, other analog, perfect. Face buttons, shoulder pads, triggers. Also, much like the GameCube, you can see how much force input you put into them, but unlike the GameCube, it's not as, you know, sensitive. Anyways, left motor speed, in case you want to see that. Yep. And that's all there is to it. My final words on this is, it's worth getting. In case if you ever want a really cheap alternative, don't get them from the actual Hyperkin store, even though they're probably looking at this video right now and saying, hey, that's my product, I'm gonna copyright claim you. Well, I mean, you could if you want to, it's just that I'm not sure if it's their policy, but you have to pay an extra $12.99 for the shipping because UPS is, I don't know, something with them, but yeah. If anything is, I recommend you get this off Amazon because that's where I got it for, let me check the price real quick. Unmounting for the 4th time or whatever. Yeah, look, $27.57. But then again, that's because I have Amazon Prime, and they also come in 2 different colors that I don't have. One of them being obviously the red one that I really like. Then second one being the casual black everybody has, and then casual white that everybody else has. $29.99. Then again, like I said, I have Prime going on, so if you don't have Prime, it's just, yeah, $29.99. But if you do, then it's probably cheaper, so I recommend you buy it, but like I said, don't get it from Hyperkin, like the main website, because it's gonna cost you a lot more than, yeah. Or if you can find them in person, then by all means, buy them. Anyway, in conclusion, again for the 2nd time, yeah. If I were to rate this on a scale of like a 10, like 1 through 10, I give this a perfect 10. Not just because I like it, but because it's actually doing its job. Unlike the the DualShock 4 controller, like sure it has the touchpad and shit, and I can actually move around and access my menus, but Other than that, that's about it. As to this, you know, smaller, more compact, and come on, I mean, sure, just look behind me, man. Like, look over here. Just look at all the fucking old shit I have. I got basically all the Generation 6. I got PS1, like a small selection of PS1 games here, Dreamcast, one Nintendo Switch game, 64. Yeah. So, of course, I like anything retro, obviously. In fact, just look at all my Dreamcast shit. In fact, I have more Dreamcast games than anything else I have here. And look, NES cartridges. I'll edit that shit out. Sorry, my bad. I dropped it, but yeah, NES cartridges, Super Nintendo cartridges, and like 2 Genesis cartridges. That's about it. But yeah, other than that, sure, I like retro style stuff, but I mean, considering the fact that I sometimes accidentally drop a lot of stuff that mostly end up breaking, this is the one thing that I've dropped multiple times besides my old iPod Touch 4, and it hasn't broken yet, except that my iPod has. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe I showed you something. I'm not too technical about it because I don't, like I said, one, I don't have an Xbox One to actually test it on, because I'm sure I would have tested it on games like Battlefield 1 or GTA 5. Speaking of GTA 5 for PC at the very least, I have a friend of mine, Darkness Gaming, and believe it or not, I use this controller on his PC, and it plays GTA 5 pretty okay. Not gonna lie, I liked it, but yeah. Alright, in final conclusion, it is an amazing controller. If you can find it for very cheap price than $30, by all means, get it. And if you want to, just tell me what you do with yours, because I am very curious as hell. Because all I can do with mine at the very least is play emulators and a few games. So, with that being said, again, hope you liked the video, and I'll catch you in a different video. Most likely the video I'm going to be recording next. Cave Story on Dreamcast. The more you know.